that. We gotta change up that tarp soft photo in the intro.
If anybody wants to know how important Dakota Josh was to the Vancouver Canucks, that was the game. Okay, so condiments. This is everything.
Everything. So we run the gamut completely, right?
I'm talking about sriracha on the bottle.
Sriracha?
It's that silent R that screws me up.
Is it a silent R?
I don't know, like who's tall?
Who's tall?
Chris Pronger, wasn't he tall?
Chris Pronger was tall, yeah.
Welcome to the PP1 Podcast.
Are you kidding me? That's what?
Seven.
Love it. Welcome to the PP1 Podcast on Area 51 Sports Network. We're going to talk about hockey, I promise. We're going to find a way to fit that in there this week, but it probably won't come for a bit. Intro song as usual, Tools by Jesse Roper. Go check him out. He's coming to Kelowna or Lake Country, Winfield, to the OGs out there. It's Winfield.
Yeah.
And, it is. And it's going to be a good time. Yeah. Wallpaper. I'm joined by a man that clearly doesn't fit in that shirt anymore. Ted, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. This was the last time that the Jays were in the playoffs.
Yes.
So you broke out the shirts. We got the old baseball card. You can't really see it. The old baseball card. Buck Martinez shirt.
NSFW right there, folks.
I wish that it still fit.
Yeah,
that was 20 pounds ago. So
I was saying to Ted, I also had you, me, and Matt. We got these shirts done. We got a Buck Martinez one. I think each of us got a Buck Martinez one.
Or
Matt you and I did anyway. Matt got Fergie Jenkins, right? Yeah. And then I had a Nolan Ryan one made up. I've got two of those.
That's cool.
And that's
it's probably time for us to do this again.
I was looking at it. We should. I've got the cards. I've got the cards. So,
can we take a minute to talk about the fact that I shamelessly love this beer?
Which one are we talking about?
This is the Whistler Brewing Chestnut Ale.
Oh,
I know Whistler gets
give you a platform.
They get pooped on a little bit because they're like, they shouldn't. It's not the craft brewery, you know what I mean? It's not small batch. They do big stuff. It's not this little tiny, craft brewing outfit. But man, they got a couple of absolute bangers that come out every year. This one, there's a pumpkin version.
The grapefruit is actually pretty decent.
The grapefruit is it's probably one of my it's probably my all-time favorite baseball beer. And right now it's the fall and the chestnut ale is out. So this one is just easy drinking.
Okay, can I just ask a question? Can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Who is crapping on them for not being a craft brewery?
No, they're just not. They're not because beer is it's coffee, beer right? Snobs. People are snobby about it, so they're not locally we have Redbird, right? It's not
neither there's Granville Island. Neither they can make a craft beer.
Yeah, so Granville Island, that's big. I mean, when it comes to craft beer, that's big, right? So
yeah,
Whistler's big, but I don't really care. It's so good.
Chris Pronger was big.
It's not boutique.
Oh, okay, it's not okay. Chris Pronger,
not boutique.
I wanted to give you your flowers on that because I didn't want to steal any thunder. I would just like to add to your comments. If you don't like the Whistler Chestnut Ale, there is something so severely wrong with you. It is it's one of those. Now, Christine's gonna definitely taking a backseat to drinking beer. She doesn't really,
why?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's changed a little bit. If I do have that in the house, though,
I do. There's been a 6-pack sitting here for a couple of weeks now, but I only have a beer every couple of weeks now.
That stuff is dangerous. If they made it in a tall can and I'm almost glad they don't make it in a tall can. It just, because there's now 6 instead of 4, because I'd be done.
It would be great if somebody out here had it on tap. Really. I think that would be.
I'm pretty sure Train has had it.
Okay.
I'm pretty positive because I know they have backhand, right? Per usual.
Yeah, and then backhand recently purchased by B&A.
That's right. Which is incredible.
A brewery podcast.
So I threw this in the group chat yesterday. The hazelnut coffee milk stout from Tin Whistle. I feel like I have had this before.
Yeah, I would say. I would assume you did. Tin Whistle's got some good stuff. Tin Whistle's got some stuff I don't really like.
And don't they make?
It's like a little bit overrated, but that one.
Do they make What the Huck?
Pardon?
Did they make the What the Huck?
No, What the Huck was that's Fernie.
Right.
Fernie
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Fernie. I'll check.
Okay. They used to make like a bigger one with like the flip cap, like the little the stopper cap. Wasn't that them?
Yeah.
So anyway, big fan of this. Yeah, chestnut. The chestnut ale is just.
What the Huck?
Was that right?
Fernie Brewing Co.
Oh, then which one am I thinking about?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, that's good. And then Salty Scott is out for Parallel right now.
Yes, yeah.
That is, and we've had this conversation. That is my favorite beer.
I remember giving you that beer for your birthday like 15 years ago.
Well, we went to not Beer Fest. We went to Hopscotch, and I think I had it there for the first time, and then you bought it for me after that. I think because I'm like, this is so good. And you're like, well, this is an easy present.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my go-to. It's dangerous if you're not watching a hockey game. It's a lot easier if you're watching a hockey game. It flows a little easier. You don't have to down it right away.
Yeah, there you go. That was a 5.5 minute rabbit hole into beer. So
we're doing well. Like I said, we're going to get to hockey. We talked about Buck Martinez. We talked about this last week. It was getting close, and now it is official. Our Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah,
it still feels weird to say it. Are in the freaking World Series.
That's
starting
nuts.
tomorrow.
Are you wearing a Canadian side?
Trey is Savage, baby. Tomorrow, opening night.
Savage.
Well, I'm just saying he's in. Not Clement. Sorry, Barger played there. Schneider played there.
Yeah,
Schneider played there. Yeah, both Schneiders were there. Yeah, I got this when I was still living down there.
Yeah.
This is the first year. Actually, they had just done the rebrand. Go Dodgers. Well, Grant is blocked for the show. That's great. Yeah, I got this. They had just done the rebrand on the look, and Chris and I went to a game. I'm like, well, I got to get the hat. And this is when they just MLB had just crossed over to that new like that polyester blend, that new synthetic blend they went to instead.
Yeah, they went away from the wool. Yeah.
So anyway, love this hat. I mean, it's a fitted, so it fits a little snugger than it used to, but maybe I'm taking steroids. I don't know.
Maybe it's because of that huge head of yours.
It's probably the orange on the toothpick. That's for sure. But yeah, the Blue Jays are in the World Series. Everyone and their dog is beyond jacked for this. This is such a big deal for Canada. And if you are actually a Blue Jays fan, not just like a Blue Jays fan, like this is massive. This is bringing families together right now. Like this is some deep stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's it really is it's a national brand, right? Like, and the only time that it wasn't would have been this last series versus Seattle, right? Like and that's only because people on the West Coast here, there's a decent amount of Mariners fans. We talked about this earlier, right? It kind of brought to it. Yeah. But I mean, there's obviously, pockets of people that are Dodger fans. My sister lives in LA. So it's a huge thing down there right now. Everybody's involved. People seem really stoked. There's lots of teams that exist in Los Angeles that don't really get the love when you think about, teams like the Clippers and stuff like that. You almost wonder that if they won the championship, would they get a parade, right?
It's still the World Series, and both teams we're excited because it never happens for the Jays. But I mean, the Dodgers don't make it every year either. They've done it the last 2 years, including this year, but it's not the easiest championship to get to.
Yeah. The Mariners have never even been. So, there's still teams out there that exist that haven't played in a World Series yet. So.
I'm jacked for the World Baseball Classic next year. I'm a big Josh Naylor fan now.
Naylor's
that guy,
great. Yeah,
he's a piece of business. He's like our Ryan Kessler,
is he not Brad a pirate?
Marchand. Oh, he's so good.
He looks like a pirate.
He does,
like an actual pirate.
Yes,
and like a big dude. I didn't realize that he was that big. even his swing seems so unorthodox, and all of a sudden it's just like he looked like he almost fell over.
Yeah.
Then he hit a home run.
Dude's clutch though.
Yeah. See, and is it just how is it this way for what seems like all Canadian athletes that play other sports? They look like some sort of hockey reference grinder that just sort of is personified over all their games. How does that happen?
I think it's just,
is that just things we see?
Yeah. No, I think hockey's just so in our blood that any of those athletes have played hockey, and any of the like snarly kind of dudes, like they've probably been in a tilt or two, little Donnybrook, but they're really good at another sport. And, unless you're the skinny minis and the big tall dudes and whatever, the rest of us, we probably put on a little bit extra in all the other areas, and we're okay with that. I mean, like I said, newfound respect for that team. They were as dangerous as I thought they were going to be. I wish Toronto would have played Detroit. I feel like that would have been an easier series, because coming down to, one play,
why even wish that?
Holding on to it.
It's done already. We won the series. Like,
I know. It's just before it was just like,
out of that. Oh, I wish they never played the Mariners. That's such a great series. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm saying it would have been. I feel like it would have been an easier time and not as stressful, because that series was everything. Like it lived up to the ALCS. Like it had the two best teams, and it sucked to know that your team was losing the first two games, and then they come back, and then they go down, and then they come back, and then they're down again, and then they come back in the seventh, and then now you're like, I don't think one run's enough. And then they managed to hold it off in the end. Like it had everything. The stars were the stars. The pitchers were, for the most part, great. The defense was great. It was like, I think they said, I was looking at the stats. I think it was like Fox's highest, well, it was their highest streamed ALCS or championship series game. It was like one of the highest watched since like 2017 or so. Like, the numbers were through the roof for that series. It was great. It was so much fun to watch, and it's cool to see that like you're talking about Manfred in there, throwing Vancouver some love today. It's what sports, or it's what baseball does so well, is it tells the story, and every pitch means something. And it ended, and someone had to lose, and I'm glad it wasn't the Jays, but like it hurts just as much as it feels good for the other side. Like the Mariners, that would have sucked, because that would have hurt. It was that close. Yeah, it wasn't a blowout. It was, it was one swing. It changed it. Yeah. So anyway,
you're leading, and everything is good right up until it's not. Right. I mean, as Canuck fans, we've been on the other side of that.
2011, man. Like you can go back now as many times as you want.
Yeah,
we all thought that had a good shot to happen.
Yeah,
and then it was so far from the truth.
And I really like Seattle. I mean that's a great city. We obviously feel real connected to Seattle, being so close. It's almost like Vancouver, right? It's you go a trip one way or the other, it almost feels like you're going to the same place in a lot of ways, right? So, that's, we all as West Coasters grew up watching, almost as much Mariners as we watched. Blue Jays, King 5, all that stuff, right? Como, like it was really easy to watch Mariners games, plus the days of, that was such a fun, exciting team with Cora, who we got to see in the playoffs, and Buhner and Griffey. And I mean, it was a fun team, and
Edgar,
Edgar as well.
Yeah.
And I think just especially West Coasters, I mean, it was a lot of people out here really connected to Seattle, and that was tough for people to see that lose.
It amplified that rivalry that comes, a couple times a season. It gave it some legs.
It's pretty fun, man. Yeah, it's got legs now. I think that next series in Seattle, there's going to be some angst there, right? Like
that's the best part. That's why sports is great.
Yeah,
It's like Game 8, right? We can transition to hockey.
Game 8, just fancy.
It's like Game 8. It meant nothing. It meant nothing. But bar down Cody Hodgson, man, that was the most, like, I remember that day. You remember that day. I was working Jersey City. I'm sure you were as well. And that 10 a.m. game, and like our store was packed. It was for 10 a.m. We open at 10. and it was packed. Everyone's in there. Every shot, every hit, everybody's freaking out. I'm like, the day just started.
A game.
It was a regular season hockey game. And we were treating it like this thing had a trophy at the end.
Yeah.
It was intense. It was
it was. Is that the biggest mean nothing goal that's ever been scored for the Canucks? I mean, that might be one of the biggest goals that ever has been scored for this franchise because it hasn't done enough winning in big moments, right? So
the biggest that one and the Burrows, I would say the Burrows against Carolina to flip the script.
Yeah.
When they had lost 10 in a row and then
but even Burrow that doesn't have the same legs that game 8
it's a
does.
Different
Right?
Game 8 was just we talk about game 8 and everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what that means.
Strange shit.
Which is so crazy. Yeah. So what a weird thing. The playoffs definitely do some stuff. I one more thing before this is kind of funny before we get into everything else. So last night we're driving home from the rink and Addison, my oldest, our 14-year-old, she was talking about, I don't know if you heard about this guy on YouTube that does like science experiments and like Matt something. Anyway, she's explaining he did this science experiment with like 2
You're talking like Rober? Like, are you?
Me? Yeah, that's the guy.
Mark Rober?
That's the one.
The former like NASA guy?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be like the most watched person on YouTube next to like, or something like that.
There you go. So you know this guy. I don't.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so he had done a video about how he fucks with the squirrels in his yard. It's great.
Oh, okay. Then I gotta watch this for sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, we're driving home and she's telling me about they watched this video in science, and he was like had 2 blown up latex balloons and rubbing them together, and like how like with the protons and the neutrons like transfer or all this like super techie science stuff, right? Anyway, so he does the experiment and then they find out, she's like, and then he finds out that the relative humidity in the one balloon changes when they start rubbing and the moisture, whatever content. And she's like, and he just like stumbled upon this by accident and nobody like knew this and he discovered it. She's like, it was so cool and So she's telling us the story. And then Kinsey in the backseat, my youngest, she pipes up literally half a second after. And she goes, well, I was the first person to discover that this is boring.
That kid is so funny, man.
Entire car erupts. I'm almost crying.
She is she's like carve him up funny. That girl. You got a good one there, man.
She's like, what? She's like, it's a boring story. And we're like,
nah, you tell her I said that. She is a funny kid, man.
Yeah.
I love listening to her talk. She's hilarious.
She is kind of like what Saul Goodman is to real life. Like, I have a feeling she's going to have to talk herself out of some situations at some point. And she's got a quick wit. I'll give her that. So.
She'll talk.
Yeah. So anyway, kind of funny. Into hockey tonight. The Quebec Nordiques and the Hartford Whalers faced off. Did you see this?
I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights. Yeah.
It was on Sportsnet after the Canucks game. Man, the whole NHL needs to go back to this stuff. Like the throwback gear, the pads, the blocker trapper.
The pads were so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
just you can't lose. It was everything about it. And I'm watching. I'm trying to get everyone like they don't care in the house. I'm like, this is perfect. All this retro vibe. And they had like this ticker. It said Hartford and it said Quebec. Like everything, chef's kiss. Great job for the fact that it was a game and it was marketed that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the best part. It wasn't just like, oh, Carolina's playing Colorado. No. It was marketed as the Quebec Nordiques through socials and everything else against the Hartford Whalers. And the buy-in on it was just next level. Jalen Chatfield did a second intermission interview. It was great.
Like who comes up with that? Like, so is that, because I don't know the answer to this. Like, is that the NHL that decides that this is going to be a thing that you guys are going to play each other and you're going to retro it? Or is this a thing where, 2 teams are smart, 2 marketing departments look and work together and decide to ourselves, like, hey, our fan base can use this. This is going to be really popular in Carolina and all the people in Hartford. This is going to be really fantastic in Colorado. And we already know it's a big thing in Quebec, right? Let's get together and we'll create ourselves a retro game. We'll do the marketing and we'll bring in the NHL on this thing. Or is it the NHL decides? Like I think
it's a bit of both, to be honest. Like, I think, because obviously they do the jersey reveal, right? Like, you have to, that you have to announce what jerseys you're wearing, like, well before the next season, right?
Which
you have
is
Yeah, it's stupid. But, so they I know.
Come
well,
on.
because they have to sell them, right? They have to produce them.
Who cares?
So,
Why?
I know. I don't. I never did. Yeah. But they go through the list, right? And then they have all that. So I'm sure the NHL is like, hey, so based on you guys doing this would be a great opportunity to make this happen. And I think both teams probably buy in as well. And they're like, hey, we can market the heck out of this. Instead of, one team, it's two teams getting on this and building it up. I think there's a lot of opportunity for the NHL on both teams. And it would benefit so many more teams and the league to showcase these retro type games. Like, the rumor that, Canucks are going full skate next year with home and away, against the Calgary Flames, against the Oilers, Hartford, like, get these retro jersey matchups. I think you can go back. Like, remember when vintage hockey came out for the NHL? Like the brand vintage hockey. Yeah. Like, I got the thing right up here. Let's just
pair up Vancouver and Winnipeg and go retro.
Yeah. So like I got that poster when they launched retro, right? And they've got the old Kings, like we just talked about this last week. The Kings got their retro, the Crown. We've seen like the California Golden Seals. We've seen, obviously, you're right, the Winnipeg Jets. Pittsburgh's done a bunch of theirs. Boston has gone back. Rangers, like you can do this all over again.
I think this is like such a theme for us to talk about this at least once every season. Like it's, I just think it's such an important thing that the league has that it doesn't do enough of. Even though they do so much more than they ever used to.
North Stars, Grant, good. You're right, they do.
Yeah, and I want more still, right? Like
I don't think there could ever be
enough. The North Star is one that's a fantastic jersey, right? Like
I don't think there could be enough of it because the history of the league goes so far back.
Yeah, even the Oilers, really permanently going back to the Royal and Orange, right? Like, the copper was great for a little while, or the Navy, right? But I love Calgary, same thing. As much as I hate the Flames, like just hate them. Like, isn't that jersey such a character out on the ice, right?
It's the right look. Yeah,
it's an important jersey. It's important it's really important for the Western Conference, right? Like
Capitals, they did it.
Pardon me?
The Capitals.
Yeah. Caps, same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They must keep doing it. And then finally we get to be added to that mix.
Utah's doing a good job.
With the Canucks thing, right? The skate logo, like it's thankfully.
Yeah, it's honest thoughts on trying millionaire jerseys again. I think they got to leave those away for a bit, Grant. I think they've tried the millionaires thing a few times.
Have they?
And they
went. It was just that one season, wasn't it?
No, they've tried it like 3 times, and their record in them was awful.
The record doesn't help, yeah.
So they look killer. I still have all my millionaire stuff, and I ain't getting rid of that stuff.
This is why, like, you shouldn't have to announce, at the start of the year what you're doing, right? Like, you want a jersey to do well, that you want to kick off and give some more. How about you play it, during runs or parts when the team is really hot, right? It seems like there's been so many jerseys debut, whether it was the OG red and black gradient or even the second green and navy gradient. Those jerseys debuting when the team was just absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't help jersey sales, right? So if you want to sell jerseys, why don't you play them in the middle of the run? Or when they're doing really well, or the team looks hot, or it looks like, betting odds are high that they're going to win.
Yeah, it's easy. I still remember, this has nothing to do with going retro. I remember, I can't remember if it was a preseason game or not, but the Canucks were playing and they came out in the second period with the other, I think, the black Canuck jersey. They were wearing the whites.
Oh, this is some Mighty Duck shit.
Yeah, and they came out like just to change something. It was so long. That? They did. It was.
Are you misremembering this? I think you're misremembering about the Millionaires jersey too, because I think it was only the Heritage Classic. And Grant's saying that here too.
No, it wasn't. Oh, you're wrong. No,
okay.
We've seen. I still remember because they played Detroit. They played. No, they had a bad run. They were on for like 7 games. Also, the Canucks are wearing the skate.
I don't know if I don't know if
I think something like that.
If only there was some
way to validate. I mean, there probably is. I could go to Sports Logos or something. They're wearing the 19. But they do. It was a long time ago, Grant. You're probably too young to remember. It's been a long time ago. Feel me. The Canucks are wearing the skate jerseys for 19 of their final 36 home games, I think. So there you go. It's coming. There. Yeah, we're almost there. Like the alternate flying skate. That was good. That was Google telling me that. Listen, it happened, okay? I saw it.
I don't know, man. Like, are you sure you're not mixing that up with Mighty Ducks or something?
Why would that be something so specific I would remember?
That's two big ones, man. That's that's the Millionaire jerseys being worn like 7 times plus the jersey switch up halfway through the game. I don't know.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to look for some confirmation. I need some. I'm
gonna look. I'm gonna look in this. I'm gonna go. I don't know who I need to ask, but I'm gonna go to the people that know.
Maybe Grant can chat GPT if Google's not better.
Whatever. You know what? Screw both of you guys.
No, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying like I think we need some receipts. I don't know if that's a real thing.
I will get the receipts. Just give me some time.
Look at me. Does it look like I'm trying to rip you? I'm not.
You have an interesting way of doing it, and you're so nice about it too. That's the worst part. I have worn the Millionaires jersey 3 times on March 16th, 23. I was right against Detroit, March 2nd, 2014, Heritage Classic. I feel like there was another game, but
I think not. 7 is a high number.
I feel like they wore it 7 times. I could be wrong.
This is why I love you.
Yeah, well, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Philip Hedl is out again. Craig Button came on one of the shows this week, and he's like, I think maybe he should retire. That's a big statement.
Yeah.
To make. And I mean, the guy hasn't exactly made incredible decisions on his peripherals. But I mean, Cousin Tua is still playing the NFL, and that guy's being fed through a tube right now.
Cousin Tua is not being fed through a tube. I think
he's pretty close.
Every time he gets hit, like his head is a noodle and it's going to fall off. It just happened badly a couple.
Yeah, Ted, you've watched this. You've watched the same games I have.
No, bro, I know. I'm just saying that the Hedl thing is not a lot different.
I'm joking. Joking.
You're right. No, and the problem was the reason everybody freaked out about the Tua thing, and it wasn't like. He hit his head bad the first time around. It was bad. He got a bad concussion, got rocked, right? But guys get concussions, and I'm not discrediting it at all because it's awful, and I've had many myself. But when it becomes a problem is when he got the concussion and then almost like what seems like right away got another one. And like when you come back from a concussion, you're back and you're good, but like. You're not all the way back. You're still really susceptible, like just sitting on the edge, waiting for that domino to be knocked over, right? And then every day that goes on past that concussion when you feel good is like the domino gets pushed further and further and further away from the edge, right? But in that time, before that, you're sitting in that moment where the next thing can hit you and you can get another concussion. If you get 2 in a row, then it's real bad, right? I mean, that's why everybody's worried about Tua. That's the same reason the team's worried about Philip Hedl. And as a hockey guy, and I like Hedl. I like him a lot. He's got a little bit of the Robert Griffin III in him, where it's like, where's the self-preservation, man? Like it's not good. And I don't want to see a guy, even though there's obviously so much talent there, just be mush over something like this. Just go and ask Adam Deadmarsh.
Yeah. And really, ultimately, Eric Lindros, Brett Lindros, like there's guys, these are the premier guys. Eric Lindros was the premier version of all of this, right? Mm-hmm. And, imagine a guy like of his stature, of his build, Legion of Doom, and he has to retire because he can't anymore. Like he just can't. And Filipino's not even close to that, but I think there's the other part of it where it looks like the Canucks aren't doing all that great this season to start, and we'll get into that in a second, which they kind of actually doing okay. But, now all of a sudden you've got like Heedle's gone. You don't really like Coots gets sent down. Now you're looking like, well, now they have to make a trade because they can't sign anybody. But you know what I mean? Like they don't even have like, it's not like you can trade him. You're now having to trade something else to get that spot filled. Like you can't even go 1-for-1. Now it's like, all right, well, now we got to dig into the cupboards a bit. We didn't want to do that because now we don't even have this anymore.
Like, and it wasn't like it wasn't like Heedle was the piece coming back from.
No, but he's important enough.
Yeah, so it's like, again, it's not like he was the piece, but you're right. It's still super important, and now they're at a deficit. There's what do they have to, what do they have to be able to go out there and make some form of a trade to improve their roster? Right? I mean, there was like talk about them, kicking around tires in San Jose for Alexander Wennberg.
I've seen a lot of that pop up, but
everybody needs centers right now. Like, what do you have to give up to get a guy like Wennberg?
Prospects and picks.
He's fine. Like, I don't know if that's going to solve all the problems. He's not having himself a great year right now. It looks like he's got 3 points and a -7. I know that's not a great team, and maybe he'd do better in a better situation. But here's a guy who, had a solid season at like 60 points, and then you're really just clipping along between, the 25 to 35 point range, who's going to give you like decent defensive minutes and, very limited secondary scoring. He's only scored double digits in goals like four times in a pretty decent career already that spans like 800 games. So if that's what's available, fine, bring something like that in, but I don't want to give up big assets to get my hands on a guy like Wennberg. That would be my only problem.
And it's too early to start calling up the guys that you're hoping to eventually fill that spot, but you don't want to.
Unless you're Max Sasson.
Yeah, he's going to get a 6x6 next year. I texted Ted that before the show or right after the Canucks game, and I'm like, Max Sasson's getting a 6x6 next year.
He's playing great.
Like he's the only guy producing right now.
Isn't his speed just so noticeable out there? And he's
some might say game-breaking speed, Ted.
Yeah, I mean, he's real physical, right? I mean, it's for a guy that's not like super huge, right? It's not like I'm sure that he's not, he's impacting the game a little bit. You're thinking about him around there, but he's not hurting anybody. He's not the kind of guy who's going to strike fear into the hearts of a defense as a forechecker. But he's out there. He's banging. Plays like a real grindy game. I can't think of who I would compare him to right now as a former Canuck. He really reminds me of somebody.
He's no Ronald Kennens, but
he's no Ronald Kennens.
Neither of them. But
man, like all the characters, they were just real fun for like a minute. Kennens fits in there real nicely.
I mean, Max Sasson's been here more than a cup of coffee. So, but it's interesting. So I didn't think we had a lot to go on this week for a show, but we're just far enough into the season where we've got some. Yeah, Hughes did show a lot of frustration. They're going to get desperate. I agree. Yeah. So I looked into the stats. Haven't done that in a while because the team's been good enough. We've got content to go with. But I thought, I'm like, okay, sky's falling already for so much of Vancouver, and we all don't exaggerate at all when we're talking about the Canucks. So I started looking into stuff. They are 22nd in the lead in the 22nd in the league in actual shots. They're 26th in the league for shots per game. Their power play, they're 24th on the power play. They're tied with Buffalo for the worst face-off percentage with 42.9, and yet they're 2 wins back of the league lead in points. Their scorers are, I mean, a few of them are still kind of in the mix. Like the Canucks aren't goals for. I think they're only. I think the difference between first and where they are is like 6 or 7 goals tops over 8 games. That's 1 extra goal. They're not, and I mean, they're not even one of the worst teams in the league right now. Calgary and Edmonton look awful. Montreal looks really good, but the Canucks aren't even one of the worst teams in the NHL right now. They just statistically are showing that. But they're actually like they're getting my point is the result that you and I want at the end of the day is a W, and they're still making that happen.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That sky's falling approach.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that sky's falling approach from the media hit Vancouver like a huge wave, basically right from the jump.
Yes.
And there was just so much worry and so much exposure, and there was obviously storylines about like who was looking good right now. Like obviously the Demko looks fantastic, right? And then
there's
also
right
that just and also that just cooled right off when they went on this little mini winning streak, right? And
Grant,
I think it's almost it still seems to me like it's a little bit of a mirage. Like I only because of the way of exactly what you're explaining, right? Like they're how are you ranked in the the bottom third of the league or the bottom quarter of the league in just about every statistical category, but somehow you're right up there for total points for it. And that's obviously the Demko effect to a certain extent. But all your goals are just coming from a few players, right? You got a bunch of guys that won, and then Sherwood, Sasson, Besser, Hedl, and now Hedel's
not
gone.
A good list.
And those are the only guys with more than predominantly. Karen Garland's got 2, a bunch of guys that won, and then those guys. Sherwood had 2 in 1 game, so now he's actually not really even scored in 4 separate games. He's just, and he's been one of our better players. So don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on Sherwood.
Yeah.
But the point is like where is all of this secondary scoring gonna have to come from? Because currently it's not coming from the current crop of guys.
No, the problem is they're getting the secondary scoring. They don't have the primary scoring figured out.
That's a great way of putting it. Fantastic.
Like the guys that you do want to score are doing that, but the guys that you need to score are nowhere to be found. Like Quinn Hughes, I was thinking about this. Was it yesterday, the day before? Driving, doing my work stuff, and I thought, I mean, would it be the worst thing if the Canucks didn't have the greatest season this year? And like, is it worth like selling? Just hear me out. Because you're right. But like, I was like, I know like Quinn's coming up on his contract, and like, as long as they're like, you can't help injuries and like, stuff happens, right? Like you can have a season where just like, I can't believe all of these things are happening. And I'm thinking like, I mean, it's 1 year, it's not the end of the world, and he's going to have a long career with all that. And then I thought, unfortunately, like, you know what I mean? Like when you don't feel like, well, why should we have to sell or why should we have to buy just to like appease something? And then I thought they don't have a choice. Like they have to make moves. They have to be able to contend, because if they don't, they're even worse. Like it actually gets worse than what it is.
Gets worse. I was trying to, our old buddy Deepak.
Oh man, I haven't talked. How's he doing?
He jumped into my IMs like, I don't know, about a week ago, and like,
was he smiling?
No, he's smiling. Deepak's always smiling. But I mean, he's like, okay, and this is crazy because this guy. He's like, they should seriously consider moving Hughes. I wish they would go into rebuild mode. Like, he feels like we're going to lose him anyways because this team is going to be poor. So get in front of it. And he's got conviction for it. And he's obviously, he doesn't want that to happen, but he's like trying to see how.
He's a realist.
He's trying to see how that actually could benefit things. And it's like, not that it's a benefit because you'll never get a generational player like that again, or it'll be how long before you see him again. But like, is it better for them to do it earlier than later when there's really only a couple of options that can be and someone's got you over a barrel? I see that part of it. The flip side of this is like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't, even if, slowing it down was the right thing. The timing wise, it doesn't work because if they just throw this season away, then you've pretty much thrown your chances of keeping Quinn Hughes away. And you have to keep him. You have to find a way to keep this player, because if not, who knows where this thing could go. Like, it could be one of the ugliest things that ever happens. But yeah.
Interesting that we've had this same conversation about different players. Like, you think the ugliest thing that could have happened, we've had multiple scenarios in the last couple of years through the good and bad.
Yeah.
Where we've talked about this. And now, again, this is early. We're 8 games in, but we're 8 games in. Like, that's a 10th of the season, basically. And the optics of it, and I think that's the hard part. And I'm trying to keep this all relative because, like I said, the Oilers look bad. Like, they get beat out against Calgary to start. They kind of slump aside from the game against Vancouver. Calgary gets their big win, and then they suck. And they're going through stuff right now. Like, there's talk of, I've seen Kadri's name come up a few times. Wolf is getting just shelled.
Kadri would be great in Vancouver.
There are some serious conversations going on in Western Canada anyway. And I look at some of these teams, like, I don't know why Utah looks so good, but maybe it's PDO. Who knows? It's like this topsy-turvy sports world. I mean, the NFL's a great example of this season too. Like, nobody is who they're supposed to be, and the out of nowheres are like running away with it right now. It's a really weird sports landscape, and we're talking about hockey, but everything just feels off right now. Like, it feels like we're all worrying about something, and then you put in perspective, like, oh, we're all worrying about something. So maybe our situation isn't as bad as we think it is, because everybody else's isn't that great.
I would. I don't know, man. Our situation is bad.
It is bad. I know. I'm just
like, everyone else aside, the only people who can fathom what losing a Quinn Hughes would be, Colorado with the chance to lose Makar or McKinnon, or that's the equivalent to, Edmonton losing. I mean, maybe you can't say McDavid because he's McDavid, but McDavid or Draisaitl, right? Like,
but I think the Colorado thing doesn't necessarily hold weight because they won a cup with all those guys already. Like, worst case, we couldn't keep it going.
But to lose one would be.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right.
Like, if McKinnon is the current, right, and Makar is your future, right? Quinn Hughes is the future and the present. Like, yeah. He's also their number one guy, right? Like, it, and I just don't like. You just can't lose. You can't lose a player like Quinn Hughes. You must find a way to keep him. And I don't know
how the eggs in one basket. For sure.
I don't know how he's getting a Kirill Kaprizov contract, probably better. 15.
Well, and because he's definitely more valuable. He's a defenseman.
15 mil, 16 mil.
Probably. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, man. Like, what do you want? Let's do it. Let's go. Whatever you feel like you want to get paid. The only thing we can't help you out is I don't know how you get brothers here.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, Luke Hughes is looking for, or is it, who's having the big week? Jack Hughes?
I mean, I actually don't know. I haven't really been following the Devils right now.
One of them had a hat trick the other day.
One of them, I know, I did hear that there was a, yeah.
Give him 20. Yeah, I mean, I don't think.
Is that what you want? 20? Yeah, like Quinn.
I don't think the number.
And there's got to be money left for other people.
I don't think the number means anything because they'll give them the number.
Yeah, like if that's the number you want, 20, fine, you can have 20. But like, we still got to build a team here.
It's not about the number. If he doesn't want to be here, the number doesn't matter. I don't think.
I mean, if he doesn't want to be here, the number still matters.
It matters, but
look at Myles Garrett, right? I mean, a generational great defensive player says he wants out of Cleveland, trade me, and all of a sudden he gets the highest signed contract for a defensive player, and he's like, "Yeah, man, let's go ahead, let's ride Cleveland, let's do it, man, we're in."
I don't know. I think it's different. I think
so.
Hockey's got a weird. Hockey's so weird, though.
So you know the differences with Quinn, though, in why do you accept the money versus like why do you take less? Is that Quinn hasn't won anything yet.
Yeah.
Right. So he can't be like, I've won. I'll take less money to see if I can get myself a better team. He hasn't won yet, right? He doesn't have that if he doesn't want it. How do you walk away from $20 million, right? They're going to have to throw the max at him and then somehow prove that they can still give him a team.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even want to be talking about this stuff yet, but here we are. It's
I don't think Quinn just wants to beat his brothers with his contract, be the best in the family. Yeah, maybe they seem like a bunch of real competitive guys. Like maybe that's a thing.
Maybe that's all that matters. Maybe we don't even need a cup. I'm just kidding.
No, we need a cup.
Yeah, we want one for sure. I don't know, but I mean, it's after watching tonight and just like I'm watching the game and I'm just kind of chuckling. I'm like, yeah, we got a podcast tonight. This is gonna be tough because like it has been like they get beat by Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh's actually a pretty decent team. There's just the optics of where they sit right now and the things that haven't happened. It's frustrating because they go into the season thinking, yeah, Petey's put on weight, he's put on muscle. Quinn Hughes is looking to prove himself. Demko's back. I mean, Demko's held up his end of the bargain. You know, all these things. Tyler Myers has a couple good games to start. Connor Garland looks as advertised. No more JT Miller, all these things. And then we go and watch a game like tonight. We're like, yeah, we're going to have to watch this again.
You know what I did notice? Like, maybe I'm the minority in this, but like, I like Pettersson's game right now. He's doing like a bunch of like PD things, like sneaky good things, right? Really, that like look real good.
Yeah.
And especially in the defensive zone, you know, that deflection block towards the end of the game, you know, when there was a big chance for Nashville in front of the net there, like he came out of nowhere. There's some like really nuanced things. He's kind of jumped routes a little bit and he looks good. The problem is that if this is older Pettersson and he's doing these things, you know that he's going to find the other portion of his game.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened yet. Although he did look good in the goal that he scored, he's doing some good things playmaking wise. But like, at some point he's got to start putting up points, though. Even though the rest of it looks awesome, like it does look good, and so I'm trying not to shit on it for that. But it's hopefully this is just the consistency and like the little things that have to happen for him before he starts to find his game offensively.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so because I remember. Right before I left, I think it was the season I was leaving Canucks Army. And I mean, I'm doing because I did the game previews, right? And I would go through, I'm like, I hate the fact that I'm having to dig for fancy stats that prove that Louis Eriksson is actually playing pretty good. Or that, like, you know, when you're digging for like, well, the fancy stats say this, like, how about the real stats? If we're talking about the real stats, I don't even care what the fancy stats are. Because the real stats are getting the job done. And I know we're looking for the little things for Pettersson to be doing, and that's great.
That phrase has been soiled now because of Louis, right?
It's just, I don't want to be looking for that stuff. I want to be watching a team that competes. I want to be watching a team that isn't just Thatcher Demko, because even Lankinen hasn't, I mean, the team hasn't helped them, but like he isn't even, and you know, that's maybe a bit of a slump on the fact that you can't expect the guy to be all world every season. It just, this isn't what I want to be watching 8 games in. Like, I'm not saying this team was going to be an all-star team to start the season, but it should have looked a little better than what we're looking at.
I mean, it's pretty fucked up right now, right? There's some injuries to
Fred Durst.
Really important players right off the bat, players out of the roster, out of the lineup, just for weird reasons. Like, who knows what's going on with Brock? Hopefully everything's okay. You know, the bottom 2 lines are essentially, you know, your first line in the AHL.
And they're okay. Like,
and they're fine. They're fine.
That part's doing all right.
But like there's a bunch of nice things here, but it's not a lot yet. Like there's not a lot of consistency here. This is all of a sudden a really young team that's going to have to do like a lot of growing and really quickly. And I don't know. It's like I said earlier, I think it's a little bit of a mirage.
So my buddy Jeremy.
Yeah.
And you remember his red Sprint that he had?
Yeah.
Or his Swift? It had a lot of cool things in it, right? Remember, did you ever see when he had like the siren on it?
You're somehow going to compare the Canucks to a Chevy Sprint.
Oh, you wait. So you remember had a sweet system in there. He took out the front seat and he put in like a video game system in the front so you could play in the back. Like that dude, he knew how to wire stuff. He knew how to do fun things, flip the tires inside out on the backs and make it look like he had like dualies in the back. Like I think he put like quad tires on like he didn't care and he had fun with it. This thing looked really cool, but it was still a Sprint. It this wasn't a world beater. Like this isn't winning any races. Occasionally it did, but it wasn't. This wasn't going to be the world beater. We weren't going to be winning any drag races. It wasn't any of that stuff. Scored the Oilers. Oh, of course he did. And it was still a Sprint. Actually, it was a Suzuki Swift. I do apologize, but I mean, it had all the bells and whistles. It was pretty sweet driving in that car because he did that thing up. But it still was what it was. And right now, it doesn't matter if we've got some of the flashy things and this and this and this look good. It still is what it is. A not very good hockey team.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Puck Colson scored the game winner. Wouldn't this bottom six look real good with the silly Puck Colson playing on it right now, right? Like I always wonder why, I know that he was a first round pick. And I know that like overall, this would be considered a bust at his development level, but he's not a useless player. Like he's a tough dude to play against, super responsible defensively. He doesn't have the offensive touch that you thought he could, but all of a sudden he goes somewhere else to finish his development.
Yeah.
Because he's not that high value asset that was part of your organization.
Yeah.
He's just a guy now, and that's kind of all he needed to be, was a guy, and he's been fine. And I sometimes I catch like, okay, you didn't, this wasn't the pick. We didn't turn out exactly the way that you wanted him to, but it's not like he can't be useful. If he's better in this role and that helps you, then why do you have to move him? So it was, it's cool to see Puck Colson score. I still like Puck Colson. I think he's a fun player. But yeah,
there's lots of those guys.
There's some nice things on this team, but it's still Chevy Sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts to say, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I mean, there's still the Canucks. They're still our team.
Sure.
I'm never giving up on this team. Never.
Yeah.
But you got to take it seriously at some point. And it's tough to watch. So whatever. You know what? That's fine. We're going to be here every week, win, lose, or draw. And that's fine. We'll finish up strong. We don't have a Canucks GPT today. The Blue Jays start tomorrow. Trey Savage gets the bump for game one. Probably the coolest thing a 22-year-old rookie could be doing is starting with this hat and now wearing one that has a patch on the side of the Blue Jays logo. And he's the game one starter in the biggest game of this franchise's history, in this one of the country's biggest sports moments, and they're going to allow a 22-year-old to lead the charge. And Bo Bichette might be back, and this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with Bichette. That's going to be really interesting.
I thought about it a lot, and I don't love the fact that putting a bum leg Springer in right field is the greatest idea, and it sucks you can't have two DHs.
I mean, is his leg going to be that bad?
Well, I don't know, and maybe he's good enough to. I don't know. They're going to need some heavy outfield play.
Yeah,
that's all I think. It's going to be. I think every position on that field is going to need to be tip-top shape. There's going to be no holes. So, but I mean, pretty cool.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Guy's just everywhere. I think it's a great start, though, to put in Savage in to start because it's that wild card, right?
Is that guaranteed?
He may not be.
That's been.
They called it today. Yeah,
we knew that he was going to pitch at home, so that's great.
Yeah, but I mean, you go in game one and they haven't seen you. And we were talking about this the other day. You can't watch video on that release. You can watch it as much as you want, all the starts, until you face a pitch with that release, the over the top. That's the only way you're going to know. And it's going to take a couple rotations through the batting order to figure it out completely.
Do they not, was there, are they still using like the video wall cameras that look like a pitcher as they do their windup and then follow through and there's like a hole where their hand goes to?
Yeah. It's called pitch track or something like that.
Are they still doing that? Is that there was like talk about some sort of attempt to ban those, like literally, they've got.
It's a great idea.
They've got somebody warming up in the pen. Cool. Go to the back there and take some BP off of his pitches for the next, 10 minutes or whatever. Like you can literally hit a guy that you've never hit against because video exists of him like somewhere on the internet, and then you can just apply it to like that pitch track, whatever you called it, video monitor. Like it's pretty weird, right? So I hope I kind of want that to go away. I would prefer that wasn't a thing that players could use for just another edge, right? I mean, it's just like a cheat, almost. So
right.
I was just wondering about that kind of stuff, but the over the hand, like over the top thing it's pretty fun. Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't seemed to catch on for any of the teams that have faced them because he's still putting up anywhere between 6 and 10 strikeouts. So very.
Well, no, that's the thing. I'm curious if they're still allowed to do that or if it was banned or.
No, guys, the Jays are using it in Game 7.
Huh. Crazy.
Yeah. So who knows? Anyway, very, very exciting times. Our country. I mean, I would say even if you're not a Jays fan, hopefully everybody's unified in the fact that the World Series is going to be insane. Like Shohei Ohtani. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
The Dodgers. You got to be at Dodger Stadium this year.
Yeah, so. I mean, it's fun for me, right? I mean, I can see where I've been and where I've walked around in that stadium for that presentation. Some cool parts. We were in this crazy huge Dodger bar that was inside the like bar and lounge that was inside the stadium that was like super old. Like it's a cool place. We were just down in little Tokyo and 17-story Shohei Ohtani mural on the side of a building, like guys everywhere, and the city loves him, and it's cool. Like, I mean, I got family out there, and I'm sure they're stoked. So it's kind of neat, right? I know a little bit about both places.
Very cool. John Schneider, we'll leave on this. They interviewed him today, and they were talking about Ohtani and the meeting that happened 2 years ago, and he was like, "Yeah, we'd like the hat and the jacket back that we gave him." That's so. It's so.
I mean, that would have been great. Obviously, him coming to Toronto, but isn't it like it's actually great that he's in Los Angeles? Like
it's great. It's
not a better place for him to go. Maybe New York, but I mean, he seems like more of a West Coast guy.
Yeah, Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson would have been sweet to watch pitch. That would have been great. I mean, I got to see Roy Halladay pitch. It was his last game for the Jays against Seattle, so I got to see that. And I think it was like a complete game. He pitched like a complete game win anyway. So
I got to see Abbott. Was it Abbott? Jim Abbott pitch?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Did you get to you caught a game with him in it?
Gotcha.
Because of one arm.
Heyo.
Grant, thanks for coming by as usual, buddy. Appreciate it. We'll have to get him on the show again at some point. Calvin was supposed to be here, but we went on Thursday instead of Wednesday. So he's hosting.
Who's supposed to be here?
Calvin.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Yeah. Well, we went on Thursday. It is your fault. That's fine.
Yeah.
We will be back to hopefully a normal Wednesday show, and we'll get Calvin, who's a Flames fan. We were supposed to have him. we're supposed to have him week 1, and Ted's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the hockey game with Grant. Is that okay?" So we had to record on a different day because of Ted's awesome and Grant's awesome. So we'll make it happen. But we're trying to get more guests this year. We got a long season to go, clearly. So there's going to be plenty to talk about. So it's not like we're going to be at a shortage for words.
I don't know. Between now and next Wednesday or Thursday, I don't really foresee anything happening.
I don't think so. You only have stuff.
Nothing ever happens in a week. It's fine.
Never, ever. It's just another boring 7 days. So that being said, we're done for this week. Felt good. I got some stuff off my chest. So did Grant. Ted put me in my place. I'm gonna find that.
I didn't put you in your place. What are you talking about?
Well, you kind of did. I'm gonna find that jersey fact for you guys. I don't know where I'm gonna find it, but it happened. I saw it happen.
Yeah.
I love you too. On behalf of Buck Martinez over there, it's because his shirt. Ted, I'm Ryan, the popcorn salesman. This is the PP1 Podcast on the Area 51 Sports Network. Check us out. Check out Jesse Roper as well. Go check out his music. That guy is an absolute beauty.
Awesome.
And hopefully the Canucks win by the next time we do this show. At least 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't know. Go Blue Jays. Go Blue Jays. I'm blurring words now. Sorry. Peace out.